This is funny. So I stepped on the toes of a kid who's contacted me numerous fucking times through yet again a superficial post having to do with celebrity puppets. And it involves a bargain bin prequel, which is a fucking cash grab. But most people haven't figured that out. That's what prequels are. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Heat. It's a pretty fun movie, and it's not too bad. It's a little too long. Some of the pacing's fucked. I mean, in my humble opinion, it's not a bad movie, but it's not a fantastic movie. But it's a hell of a lot better than what most people shit out these days. Um, so the prequel is going to involve, that talentless hack Austin Butler, who I think his finest work was in that fantasy show that wasn't very good. Um, yeah, what do I know? Either way, so I've offended this kid because I spoke out against the prequel cash grab, and they just keep chiming in. So now it's escalated to a point where they just said this: if it ain't one thing, it's another. Also, I have illegally downloaded all of your books, and I'm going to read them out of spite. So I just contacted them and let them know that, and I don't know if you guys have connected the dots with this. I do have books available on Amazon.com, which unfortunately are funneled through Kindle Direct now. It used to be CreateSpace, which also technically was, Jeff Bezos' Amazon. It's unfortunate, but you can do print on demand through this jazz. When I first set this shit up, I wrote two versions of a fantasy novel. One, in terms of the format, I did make available on Kindle, the digital format of it. What I was going to say in terms of what you guys might not have connected, Kindle, to burn books. it's not a good thing. And fuck digital, this, that, and the other thing for the most part. As far as I'm aware, I discontinued that and turned that off. And I only know one person who read it from not cover to cover, but beginning to end in a digital format. And she's not too bright. And she's been hounding me ever since because she also tried to poach a bunch of ideas. And that's a whole nother ball of wax. And she's somebody who didn't keep up. And I blocked her a bunch on numerous accounts. And she's stalked me ever since. And she contacted me a couple years ago because that's how this shit works. With people who are devoid of creativity and all that other good stuff. Yeah. So I let the guy know that my books aren't available in a digital format. In other words, his bluff is a fucking laugh riot. And this guy claims he's a doctor. Either way. I mean, as I began this is a superficial kid talking about a superficial post, and he's offended, so he won't shut the fuck up about it. You and I could be banding together and doing the right thing, but most people refuse to pull their head out of their ass, think for themselves, and sit with information. If he simply thought about what I said in terms of this post, it is a fucking superficial cash grab. It's gonna be a bargain bin project. Storytelling not included, as some kids might think in terms of. And all he had to do was think about it. And keep in mind, he also went out of his way to tell me that he's a doctor. Not very bright, but what the fuck do I know? Might as well do this. Because he's the doctor of awesome! It's just fucking funny. So here's this Muppet again. So they weren't bluffing, and I just wrote them back. They said, hey now, don't be mean. I guess because I called him a Muppet. We don't have to be mean, because remember, no matter where you go, there you are. Remember, this guy's a doctor. Dr. Awesome. Also in other news, one of your books is available in EPUB format, not Kindle Muppet. And that's because somebody reformatted it. God damn it. Cracks me up. I'll let you figure out which one. One simply does not reveal his nefarious sources. So, let's see here. I think this is what I just rattled off. Yeah, I said, what cracks me up is now I know you truly took the time to look at my profile and fish for Aslan. At least you weren't bluffing. Just the same, it's cute I offended you enough to go to such lengths. And then I called him a Muppet again, because this guy's a brain dead sack of shit, and here's the superficial post. And it has descended into this. Years ago, people would have said something along the lines of, well, that escalated. Dun 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 dun! This brain dead kid. At least he called attention to himself to act as an example. And we'll probably hear more from him because obviously he has no fucking control whatsoever. Yeah. So for shits and giggles, I'm knocking this out. And we'll do this. And we'll do this. Oh, the things I get up to while I make food. The other thought I had is around that time frame, roughly enough, the Aslan time frame, I was writing a short story every month, and those were all digital. So you never know. Maybe he just came by one of those too. I'm curious. We'll see. Maybe if he tells me it's not Aslan, I don't know. Yeah. In other news, I mean, even if he bashes it, if it is Aslan and he goes on to read it, which I don't know, maybe he will, maybe he won't. Yeah, feel free to plug what I did because Aslan's fucking rad. If it's Aslan. The short stories are, yeah, so.